Yo, wagwan everyone, Sanjo Chia here. So, before we get into today's video, I must apologize, but there is no easy way to title or do a thumbnail for this video without spoiling things for persons that are not into Boruto or who are into Boruto but only watch the anime. So, yes, as you can tell by the title or description or even the the thumbnail that I've decided to go with for this video, Jiraiya has been revived in the Boruto Naruto Next Generation's manga, but not in the shape or form that he was before. He has essentially returned via cloning, so it's not the same Jiraiya. And with that out of the way, let's get into today's video. Wagwan everyone, welcome back to the channel. Of course, if you love Boruto content, I'd appreciate if you hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and I really appreciate, or would appreciate, the support in this journey as we, try to cross this threshold and build a community on this channel here. So welcome. If you're new, let me know what you think, and let's get into it. So Jiraiya. Now, with the Boruto manga, specifically the most recent chapter, chapter 47, it was revealed that Kashin Koji is a clone of Jiraiya. And obviously, Amado is the person behind the cloning of Jiraiya, as suggested or implied by Isshiki Otsutsuki. Now, with today's video, I wanted to discuss if Jiraiya returning is a bad move on Kodachi's part. Just the positives and the negatives regarding bringing such a fan favorite character back. So yeah. Now Jiraiya, it's easy to say on the surface that this is a quick and easy or even cheap way for them to cash in and get persons interested in the Boruto manga. Like, it's an easy way to garner interest in the chapters to come, and as a result of this, it's going to lead to them ruining the memory or even the reputation of this fan favorite character Jiraiya, because most Naruto fans, I would bet, are like really to say the least, they're really big fans of Jiraiya. They really vibe with his character. He's one of those characters that really stand out, even though in comparison he might not have a lot of screen time in terms of when you compare him to other characters, because everything is relative at the end of the day. But he's easily one of the most likable characters within the Naruto universe. So it's easy to see that bringing him back is an easy cash grab, easy way to bring in the audience. But you have to look at it on the flip side as well. Whenever you're bringing in concepts, characters, or if even you're repeating plot lines in terms of how certain arcs flow, and you're putting them into the sequel of your series or later down the line in your series, it comes down to these three questions. Is this concept or character relevant, or how does it progress the theme of the arc or the story that I'm trying to tell? How does it affect and relate to the main cast of characters that we're following? How does it affect them? And how does it affect the antagonist group or the villains, essentially? So in a nutshell, how does this character or concept, does it progress the story and play a useful or relevant role in progressing the story that we're trying to tell? And from that perspective, you could say that, this isn't a cash grab or an easy way to milk the character, or this isn't a way to really ruin the character at the end of the day. No, obviously, there is still quite a bit of time that Kodachi can spend either proving that Kashin Koji or the clone of Jiraiya is going to be relevant to the story and not the easy cash grab, or it could end up in them ruining the character. So far, I actually like the mystery and the the build that they've had in terms of leading up to the reveal, but there's still time for it to go either positive or negative is what I'm saying. Now, based on what we know so far, I would say I don't have a problem with them bringing back Jiraiya until proven otherwise. So far, I think the idea of a Jiraiya clone has massive potential to improve the quality of the Boruto story. So hear me out. First of all, and I'm going to break this down by the same questions I kind of put forward just a while ago there. The theme of the story. How does a clone of Jiraiya relate to the theme of the story? How does he progress the plot, and is he relevant to the Boruto era going forward with the story that Kodachi is trying to tell? One of the biggest themes I'd say regarding the Boruto era is the use of technology, and it depends on who uses the technology determines if it's bad or good. Now, cloning is something that we've seen in the Shin Uchiha arc, and it easily falls in line with the theme that Kodachi has established with advanced technology, and it's not what it is but how you use it. So yeah, I would say that when it comes onto that, in a nutshell, it does fall in line with that. Now, in terms of the main cast of characters, Kashin Koji, or Jiraiya, I'll just call him Jiraiya for the sake of simplicity. Jiraiya obviously has a deep connection with previous main character Naruto Uzumaki, so it's easy to see that this could be used as a way for us to get more invested in the plot as we introduce conflict, organically at least, with the previous main character who has a deep connection with the clone, the original Jiraiya, of course. So this is an easy way to essentially get more invested in a conflict that's going to be brewing as we go forward in the story. Now, I will admit that Boruto, the manga and anime, probably hasn't had the best run of villains, and I've said this in previous videos that as an alternative, if you can bring up conflicts with the cast of characters that we're actually interested in seeing, then of course this is going to improve the quality of the story and the storylines that you can actually bring or kind of take from it, if I'm being honest. And as an offshoot of that, because at the end of the day the story is still Boruto, we still need to develop Boruto in some shape or form. And one of the things that Boruto as a series really emphasizes, or places a lot of emphasis on, is relationship between parent and child. And what better way to eventually bring up Boruto Uzumaki than having him in the middle of the conflict that's going to be brewing as Naruto's emotions, fly with the revelation that there's a clone of Jiraiya. Have Boruto be in the middle of that to kind of help develop his character. Let's put him through the turmoil that his family is going to be going through via Naruto and see how you can write him to come out of that as a better character that the audience can be interested in. It's all I'm saying. So when you really look at it like that, then Jiraiya coming back has purpose and relevance to the story that they're trying to tell. Now, kind of skipping from that, in terms of his relevance where the antagonists are concerned, as Isshiki put it, Jiraiya holds a mighty fate. And of course, he has always been portrayed as that character, especially in the latter half of the original Naruto story, Shippuden, that he's a character that's really and truly instrumental in changing the fate of the world via being the mentors of various students that the childs are the children of prophecy, for lack of better term. Well, that's exactly what it is, what it was. So yeah, and of course Amado trying to make use or exploit that fate. As Isshiki puts it, all genes are governed by, they have a predetermined or predestined fate. That in itself places Jiraiya in a situation where he can definitely affect the outcome, potentially speaking, of the Otsutskis and their plans for Earth as it stands right now. Now, as it stands, Kashin Koji has heavily affected the plans of the antagonist as it stands right now. Now, I will admit there's not a lot I can say in terms of his relevance and purpose when it comes on to the antagonist beyond his interference and collaborating with Amado, and beyond just making use of Jiraiya's predetermined fate to be a big change in the world. I can't say a lot beyond that. In terms of that point, a lot of it is going to really come from where the story goes forward, if he's going to die now or what's going to happen. But I think overall, in terms of those 3 points, I can comfortably say, as of right now, I'm okay with Jiraiya being in the Boruto era, the Boruto manga, as a clone, until proven otherwise. I think he really fulfills the criteria and guidelines for it not to be a milking or ruining of his character. He is being, as I said, being used to fulfill the theme that they're trying to put forward. He has relevance to the main cast of characters, and if they really play it right, then they can definitely improve the quality and the interest and just the engagement with the main character through a domino effect through Naruto. And of course, Naruto is a character that we're interested in, so anything happening with his character, readers are going to want to see. So yeah, and it kind of plays back to what I've been saying for like the longest while now. The old generation are the characters we want to see. Let's set them up and just establish a dynamic between them and the new gen. And I believe that if you set it up like that and have the characters interacting with the old gen, and you know, put them in situations where the new gen can shine and just play off the dynamic that's there with the old gen, that means that the new gen might be able to come out and be characters that we're more interested in. Because as it stands, I'm not that interested with like at least 70% of the new generation characters, at least. So yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little discussion here, this little breakdown of the use of Jiraiya in the Boruto manga. Let me know if you're happy with him being back, even if it's as a clone, or if you have a problem with it. And let me know if if I've raised some pretty good points. Hopefully I did. But yeah, that's all I have for this one today, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. So that's all I have for this one. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next Boruto discussion.